Hey guys, welcome to the channel. So today's video is going to be what I wish I knew before graduating college. So it's that time of year, everybody's getting ready to colleges are graduating already. If they're not, they're graduating within the next 2 weeks. And I finished college in 2007. Well, I finished grad school in 2017. I finished college in 2015, and I wanted to share with you my advice and what I wish I knew before I graduated college. I have 6 things, and I hope some of these help you, and let me know some of the things you wish you knew before you graduated college down below. So, let's just get started. The first thing is, you may not get your dream job right away. When I graduated college, I was working what I would have considered my dream job, and then after graduating college and getting full-time status and all that, it quickly turned into something that I just couldn't do anymore. And because of the people, it wasn't the job. I loved the job. It was just, I was dreading every day walking in there because of the people. So I quit that and thought, well, I'll just go get another job somewhere else. And I didn't get another job somewhere else as quickly as I thought, so I ended up having to get other jobs. So even if you're working in the field that you absolutely love, realize that your dream job may not happen as soon as you graduate. And I know where I went to school, we were told it would. I don't know if most colleges are like that or not, but it did seem like my college was like that. You graduate, you get your dream job. It's an automatic thing. Okay, number 2 is you may never actually work in the field that you studied in. I've worked in my field. I've gotten lucky enough to work in the field that I studied for, but I'm currently not working in that field. And to be completely honest, I'm happier than I was when I was in that field. And while I am trying to get back into it, I'm trying to get back into it in a way that wasn't what I was doing when I started. And that's okay. Because sometimes your dream job may not actually be in the field that you expected. Okay, number 3 is use the connections that you made. Even if these are other students. Where I went to school, we had a lot of students that were older. They were adults. They were in the work field. And they were there to get promotions with the degree that they were getting. So if your school's like that and you got to connect with people that were older than you, 30s, 40s, if you got lucky enough to connect with people that were older than you and been in your field, use those connections. And not only those connections, use connections of your teachers, internships or co-ops that you may have had to do. Anything. Connections would be the one thing that save you when you're looking for a job. Because it seems like every job I have found has been through a connection that I went to school with. Through the alumni page or through communication with them. I'm in contact with a lot of the people that I met through school. So, and this includes teachers. It's not like high school. You can't be friends with your teachers. You can't be in college, and that actually helps because it helps you find jobs. And most of the time I do use these connections as references. So, yeah. Okay. Number 4 is you are not a failure because you didn't do it the way someone else did. And I don't know if I'm the only person who feels like this or not, but for me, I finished my college degree. Actually, even when I was working on it, I had people tell me I was doing it wrong. I was studying the wrong thing and all this, and I went through and asked a few of my I asked my advisors, I asked a few of my professors, I said, am I doing this wrong? Am I in the wrong field? Or am I in the wrong degree? Do I need to be switching it up? And it turns out I wasn't, but there were people who didn't understand what my degree was, and they were telling me I was in the wrong field. And that, for a while, made me feel like I was a failure, because I was almost done, and then I realized, well, shit, maybe I'm not almost done. And as it turns out, I was doing everything the way I was supposed to do it. It was just that's not how other schools explained it. So I was doing it right. But I was constantly being told I was doing it wrong, so I just felt like I was failing in some way. And this goes for when you after you graduate too. Just because you didn't go through the same process the other people did doesn't make you a failure. And I don't know why, but college made me so... I was always self-confident, or I was always so against myself. And I finally found my self-confidence in college, and then, when I was told I was doing it wrong, it knocked me down again. And I think you do that in college because you know you're getting ready to actually enter the workforce as real adults. Because that's how I felt. I felt like I was an adult, but I wasn't a real adult yet. And graduating college made me a real adult. So, yeah. You do have to realize that just because someone else did it different doesn't mean you're doing it wrong and that you're the failure. Because most of the time, you're not a failure either way. It's just how you look at yourself and how other people look at what you're doing. And most people are jealous anyway. Okay, so number 5 is grad school is not necessary for everyone. And I wish I would have known this, because I did go to grad school. And I'm glad I have the master's degree, but I didn't need it. As it turns out, that I kind of wasted my time and wasted my money. But I'm glad I had it, I'm glad I have it, and I'm glad I've got the experience, because now if I ever change my mind and I can go get my PhD in something else completely different or completely unrelated to what I wanted to do in the beginning, and actually do research and all that, and I never thought that I'd want to do that, but yeah. So while it wasn't necessary for me, I did it. And if you don't think you might end up somewhere else, then don't go to grad school if you don't have to. Too many people think that, yeah, you go to college, you kind of have to go to grad school unless it's or some other professional school before you finish everything. But you don't necessarily have to. Okay, the final thing is experience is better than any degree. I've had a few jobs that were real jobs, but for most of the time I was in college, I was self-employed in a way. I was making money through selling cupcakes and cookies and all that, or I was babysitting. So while those are jobs, they weren't the jobs I was, and I had real jobs in college too. It was just holding down a real job with the schedule they wanted me to work and having the school schedule just wasn't working because they didn't want to work with me. It's like, okay, I'm in class from 9 in the morning to 11:15. So I'll come in at noon and get off at 4, and I have a night class that starts at 4:30. And they didn't want me starting at noon and then working till 4 and then working 8 hours on weekends. They wanted me there at 8 and working till noon, and that just wasn't going to work with my class schedule. So while I'm glad I have that experience, I wish I would have been able to find a place that would have worked better with me, because not everybody likes self-employment on a resume. And they especially do not like babysitting on a resume because that's what I did through high school. That's what I did. I did that in middle school, through high school, and through college. That's what I did. I babysat. It was, in a weird way, it was easy money, and it worked with my school schedule. But for some reason, being able to handle children in the middle of a temper tantrum is not experience. If you ask me, for what I'm working in, that's great experience. But yeah, if you can get a real job and they work with you, do that. So those are the 6 things I wish I would have known before graduating college. Like I said, if you have any more, totally leave them down below in the comments. I'd love to see them. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you've not done so already, hit the red subscribe button down below. And other than that, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye-bye.